Thomas Castanelos is going to be Florida State's new quarterback this year. They get him out of the portal from Boston College, and he was really good last season in the games that he started. He had 18 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, which was a tremendous improvement from the amount of turnovers that he threw the season prior. And I don't really know the whole story for why he got benched. He got injured, and then Bill O'Brien decided to go in a different direction. And Florida State's offense, this is going to be a big year for him. Mike Norvell, when he had a lot of success, it was with Jordan Travis. And Thomas Castellanos has a similar skill set to Jordan Travis. He's not the same player, at least physically. He's a lot smaller. He's only like 5'9", 200 pounds. But he has a really good arm. He's small, very shifty. To me, Thomas Castanelos is a Dollar General version of Kyler Murray. He's not the elite athlete that he was. Neither does he have the arm that Kyler Murray possessed. But he's not too far off. And in this Gus Malzahn system, we know how much he loves to run his quarterbacks, design QB runs, a lot of option plays. This is the perfect offense that is tailored around a guy that has the skill set that Castanelos has. And the chances of him being as bad or not a major improvement from DJU is really, really low. And he's going to be able to extend plays, which is going to be needed when you have an offensive line that has a lot of question marks. Last year, the blocking was pretty much non-existent. And he's going to help open up that run game. Now, anytime you plug any running back or any dual threat quarterback into this Gus Malzahn system, they get like a times 50 multiplier to their talent level, because everywhere Gus Malzahn has been, when he has had a quarterback with this kind of talent, they normally perform well. And he reminds me of when Gus Malzahn had Nick Marshall, when he went to the national championship early during his Auburn career, but just a way better thrower of the football. And Mike Norvell, he knows quarterbacks. With DJU, it wasn't all on him for why he wasn't that good. The receivers weren't that good as well. The offensive line didn't do him no favors. With having Thomas Castanelos, FSU possibly could have a top 3 quarterback in the ACC this year. Is this going to be an NFL guy? Probably not, due to his size limitations, but he should turn into a really good college quarterback. And I'm really excited for what Castanelos can do in this offense. Like I said, with how bad that old line was last year, you're going to need somebody who can improvise, and not just as having a mobile quarterback like him help out the offensive line, but it helps out the guy calling the plays. Having Thomas Castanelos, just with his ability to make things happen when plays break down, he can turn what should be a negative play into a positive play. And that was the trait that stood out the most when you watched him play at Boston College, especially when he was going off against Florida State last year. I think that was a large reason why Mike Norvell went after him. And I don't see how he doesn't end up being an improvement from what DJU was and Brock Glenn was. And just with him giving FSU competent quarterback play, you should at least win 7 games. There's no way you're going to be as bad as what you were last year. Having bad quarterback play is a key contributor to any team having a bad season. Look at what happened with Alabama last year with Jalen Milroe. He couldn't even complete the forward pass at times. It was a struggle for him. With Thomas Castanelos, you're getting somebody that just is such a great fit. He's just a plug and play. He's a no-brainer to have a breakout campaign for the Seminoles this year. And he's one of the few reasons why I think that FSU ends up bouncing back. He ran for 1,000 yards in 2023. So the upside is there. The athleticism is there. If he can become a lot accurate, throwing the ball from within the pocket, I think that probably was the main catalyst for Bill O'Brien making the transition from him to the other guy that they were starting, because in his system, you need to be able to throw from within the pocket. But We got a guy that's 5'9". He's not going to be able to see that well over like 6'5" and 6'6" offensive linemen. So you probably going to see Mike Norvell cooking up a bunch of bootlegs, rolling him outside the pocket, just allowing his mobility to help take over games. That's what FSU was missing last year. You did have Hawk, who was pretty mobile, but not like how Thomas Castanelos is. When he runs the ball, he's like a running back. That's why I compare him to Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray and him have similar skill sets. It's just Kyler Murray was just way more talented than what Castanelos is. But if you can get 60, 70% of Kyler Murray out of Castanelos, that's a huge improvement from what you were getting out of this position last year. And let's say Thomas Castanelos really takes off and he ends up becoming as good as what Kyler or Jordan Travis were. With that level of quarterback play, that could propel Florida State right back in the mix for winning the ACC championship. With how this conference is, most of these teams coming in this year don't really have a lot of proven good quarterback play. Thomas Castellanos is somebody that you can feel comfortable with because he has a lot of experience under his belt. You have somebody that is a perfect fit in the system that Gus Malzahn runs. So I'm expecting Thomas Castellanos to have a pretty good season for Florida State. At worst, he should still be serviceable for you. But at his best, if he can take those strides as a passer and get better throwing the football downfield, he's going to be really good. And it can't be that hard throwing deep bombs when you got Deuce Robinson, who's like 6'6" and catches fucking everything.